Democrats are raising concerns after President Trump once again seemed to tease the idea of running for a third term. The 22nd Amendment would prevent him from doing so, but the talks of Trump trying it have been fueled again and again after his former advisor Steve Bannon said in a recent interview, said repeatedly, that there is a plan to work around the Constitution. Bannon told The Economist Trump is going to be president in 2028, and people just ought to get accommodated with that. Here was Trump when asked about it on Monday.
I would love to do it. I have my best numbers ever. It's very terrible. I have my best numbers.
So you're not ruling out a third term?
Am I not ruling it out? I mean, you'll have to tell me. All I can tell you is that we have a great group of people.
Some have suggested that the plan could involve having J.D. Vance run for president with Trump as vice president. And if elected, Vance would step aside, leaving Trump to take over. However, the 12th Amendment states that if someone is ineligible to be president, they also can't be vice president. And Trump did appear to disregard this plan, saying, quote, "I wouldn't do that. I think it's too cute. I think the people wouldn't like that."
That being said, many commentators are sounding an alarm, saying Trump will try to make a third term happen. Here was Anna Navarro of ABC's The View on Monday.
This is a guy who's got authoritarian envy. He goes around to these countries and he loves he wants the parades, he wants the arches, he wants the ballrooms, he wants to be an emperor, he wants to be an authoritarian. Paying no attention to the Constitution, that's the way Ortega does it, that's the way Chavez did it, that's the way Maduro does it, that's the way Putin does it.
Putin's been around forever.
Right, so, I would say do not fall asleep on this.
And here was Whoopi Goldberg later in that same segment.
If he wants to do it and there's no opposition, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
There needs to be opposition. People have to make decisions around the country about who they're voting into office. Are they voting into office people who really want the Constitution to actually work for us? Or are they sitting tight thinking, okay, this is going to work for somebody soon. Hope it's me.
Meanwhile, Trump also told reporters Monday that he recently received an MRI scan at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. The president did not disclose what the MRI was for, but said it was perfect. A White House memo from earlier this month says that he continues to demonstrate excellent overall health.
This was Trump's second visit to Walter Reed since he was reelected. He's currently 79 years old and will have surpassed Joe Biden as the oldest president ever by the end of his second term. Speaking of grandparents.
He will not be running for third term.
Okay.
So let me just...
But I don't think that... Set me up for...
Set you at ease, you and all the other liberal Democrats out there. It's fine. He's not going to run again.
So I don't take things that presidents say as a joke. I tend to think that the president is mostly giving real information since he's leading the entire country. He previously said in a conversation with NBC News that there are, quote, methods by which he could serve another term. Like, what do you mean methods? He can't just suggest that in an interview. You're president. And then we have Bannon, who's always on a rampage about what he's doing. And our producer, Louis, thinks that Bannon's going to try to be on the ticket somehow, which I think is a disaster. And I'm just going to say that out loud so that it doesn't happen.
Steve Bannon could run for president.
I'm jinxing it. I know, but I just don't even want that to happen. But here's why it matters.
Steve Bannon likes to pretend that he is in charge of the Trump administration and that everything Trump does is his own little machinations. It's not the case.
Well, we never know who Trump's listening to. I mean, got Laura Loomer some days,
but
Bannon some days. You never know who exactly he's listening to. But I also think when you're telling reporters that are specifically asking you, are you going to rule it out? He's like, oh, I haven't thought about it. You saw the soundbite on...
I've never heard Trump rule out anything.
No, that should be ruled out. If it's against the law, it should be ruled out. She's like, oh, that's not the law of the land. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that?
Mr. President, can you rule out putting laser beams onto sharks? They said, well, we're not going to rule it out. We can't rule it out. Many people are saying it's a good idea. We could do it, but we'll have to see. Like, he doesn't rule things out by inclination.
Okay, so let's just stick to let's maintain your same argument about elderly in positions. Mm-hmm. Trump is getting elderly, and he can bow out gracefully after this term. You shouldn't even want him to consider the idea. You take it very much as a joke. But let's say some people in MAGA are taking it seriously and would like to see them follow through, who watch Bannon's show. He has millions of viewers, right? Okay, so be consistent in that. He is 78 years old in 7 months when he got elected the oldest inaugurated president. He's going to be the oldest president by the end of his term ever of all time. You want the oldest? You want a new record set? No. Does anybody in MAGA want a new record set for the even oldest inaugurated third president, if that ever could happen and he could change the Constitution somehow and run for president? Nobody wants that. So why is Bannon saying that? Why are people joking about that? Why is the president not saying, no, I wouldn't want to be that old as president? Especially because how much grief we gave President Biden. Also, why is he not disclosing MRIs that are happening?
You're asking questions that I'm prepared to answer.
Why is he not disclosing his health? Why is he? We gave Biden so much grief about every single part of his health. Well, the man had an MRI. He's hiding it. He did not say that he had an MRI. We need to know. Are you okay? You remember we've seen swollen things on his body?
The media
People were confused.
Right on that. Yeah.
Okay, he underwent testing. What's the testing for? And then all of a sudden we see a quote, oh, he's in the best shape of his life. Like, okay, well, I haven't had an MRI this month. I think I'm in pretty good shape. So I don't know. Why are your glasses coming off? What are you laughing at? You don't think I'm in good shape?
I've had a long day today. Look, I know he's not going to serve another term. He's not going to try to run for another term. And do you know how I know? It's because he picked J.D. Vance to be his vice president. You don't pick J.D. Vance to be your vice president, this young, very promising, very well-liked, totally in step with MAGA, very successful and clearly going to be awesome political force for MAGA. You don't create that situation if you're intending to run again. That is the designated successor. Vance is the designated successor. Trump's also said a lot of good things about Rubio. Maybe Rubio makes some go for it. He would have picked a less all-star vice president if he was not planning to cede power. He's done. He won again. He's done. He's not going to run again. He'll flirt with the idea. He'll say funny things about it because it makes reporters mad and it makes you upset and it makes liberals upset. But
it's not funny.
J.D. Vance, or maybe Marco Rubio, but in all likelihood J.D. Vance will inherit the keys to the kingdom in 3 more years.
The kingdom is the part of the problem. It's not a kingdom.
Well,
I don't even call it that. Don't even insinuate.
Expression.
Yeah, I don't like that expression in relation to President Trump. So I know Biden had an opportunity to run again because he was only a president for one term.
He has an opportunity to run again still.
No, I'm saying
maybe that's your best shot.
Stop. He picked Kamala. She was a young, vibrant person he could pass the torch to. And he decided to still run again. So people make that decision every day from ego. And if he's suggesting that he's going to try to find a way, I'm just going to believe him. And until he says otherwise, I don't care how young or how spritey or spiteful, whatever the word is that the vice president is, it doesn't mean that you're going to pass the torch. We saw that with President Biden. Doesn't mean that you're going to pass the torch. And so if Trump thinks that there's a way he can do it, if Bannon thinks he's a way, and they keep repeating this idea, well, we're going to see if they test the limits of our Constitution and if he's going to really pass. Because guess what? J.D. Vance will still be young in another 4 years if Trump does try to be president once again.
But it's not going to happen.
You just
think that.
You're done with that.
I'm just telling you it's not happening. But think whatever you want.
We have a lot more to talk about. Stay with us on Rising.